Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Diesel, are you a 25-year-old woman with a side pony? And that, I say, my friends, yes. Yes, I am. Because the side pony, it has no age limit. The side pony only knows one thing, and that is majesticness. And also, I'm hip and cool and down with the kids, hashtag no filter, shout out to Eric. Now that we've discussed this, let us move on with our beautiful side pony lives. Don't be ashamed of your side pony. There was no need for that. Dear good everyone, welcome back to my sitting room. My name is Diesel, and you are as always most welcome. You will notice that no creepy shadow has appeared in the doorway yet, so we're not as haunted as we think we are. Today we're going to be reviewing a book that I just heard a weird noise. Don't look back, don't look back. Okay. Today we're going to be reviewing... Whoa, that got real serious real quick. Today we're going to be reviewing I heard another one. It's me. I'm banging off the chair. I just realized. Back to the point at hand. Today we're going to be reviewing a book. That book is Dark Hope. It is the first book in the Archangel Prophecies, and it is by Monica McGurk. So now that we've spent so much time freaking out and talking about our side pony, let's just get right to it. So what's it all about? Well, this book follows the life of 15-year-old Hope Carmichael, who is a survivor of a child abduction when she was much younger. She has been living a very sheltered existence with her very overprotective, religiously fanatical father, and now she has been liberated by her mother, and she prepares to start life as a normal child in Atlanta, Georgia. It is here, of course, that Hope meets a very typically characterized YA boy called Michael, who is mysterious and strong and has a strange past and is emancipated from his parents, yada yada yada. Her life is then filled with strange questions like, who's sending her Valentine's cards with Bible quotes on them? And why is this guy called Lucas keep giving her weird looks? Why is he a jerk? That's a very important question. Always ask why people are jerks. And of course, the other important question, how does this all relate to the strange business of human trafficking, which seems to exist on the periphery of Hope's world? Who knew? That is your official warning that this book does deal with some deep issues like human trafficking and sex slavery, so if that makes you uncomfortable, this book won't be for you. Let's get on to thoughts, feelings, and emotions before I start talking about my side pony again. Oh wait, I just did. The first thing that I think is noteworthy about this book is religion is obviously very intertwined in it. It's about angels, it's about archangels, but there's a lot of Christianity in it. There's a lot of Bible, there's a lot of Christian stories, etc., etc. And personally, I have a very turbulent relationship with religion, so it's always very interesting for me to see how authors will approach religion and how they will describe it or work through it. And I actually really like how Monica McGurk approaches the issue of God. People are going to take this one way, they're going to take it the other. I'm not going to get into a religious debate with with anyone, but this is my thoughts on the fact. Another series that I really like is called the Soul Eater series. It's by Eliza Crew, and God is very heavily mentioned in that book as well. And in that book, God is all-knowing and righteous and protecting people and sending like warriors to save everyone, and he's just like, yes, peace and love and happiness and cool, everything. But in this one, Monica McGurk really, she stays true to the Bible. She like lays it on the line. I don't know if you've ever read the Bible. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But in it, God's always not always the nicest person. Can be a bit temperamental, a bit angry, punishing people for things that just seemed ridiculous, killing children and stuff. Like I said, not going to get into a religious debate with anyone. But McGurk really puts that out there. Like she says, God punishes people, and like there was a time when he didn't want to have to deal with humans anymore, and Michael had to beg for their lives, like, and God was a bit like, oh, but they're so annoying, kind of thing. Which I really appreciate. I like to see people be like, okay, this is what it is, and I'm going to take it from the Bible and read it like this. Yeah. The plot line itself is it's alright. It's a bit confusing at times, a bit kind of, there's a lot going on, and you're kind of wondering what is the plot line of this book. Especially the whole Lucas thing, which is the jerk guy that I talked about earlier. His storyline is very confusing. When you're introduced to him, he's not the first person that you meet, so it's not like he's going to be the protagonist, that he's just kind of sidelined, named out of the group, but he does become an important part, but it's never really explained how he got to be where Hope is, or really what he was doing there. There's just a lot of things left unexplained, I think. And the book ends on a cliffhanger, so it kind of really is that trend the whole way through. Like I said, there's a lot of different aspects of this book. It's kind of, it doesn't really follow a particular plot line, I felt. The human trafficking thing, I understand the point of it, but kind of, I'm not really sure, like, is this book about... When I went into this book, I thought that the story was going to be about Hope and the fact that she was almost a victim of human trafficking, but it kind of seems that way and it kind of doesn't. It's a bit confusing, really, to be honest. I couldn't really explain to you what the plotline of this book was, because I'm not really sure what angle McGurk was actually trying to go for. Hope as a character is a pretty decent character to go on this journey with. She has kind of a bit of naivety, but unlike Gabby from the last book that I reviewed, Shadows, she doesn't have that, I'm so obsessed with a boy I can't function to any other part of my life ever. There are a couple of weird things she takes in stride that I don't think she should have had, and that really annoys me when people have no reaction to weird things happening in their lives in books. But I mean, she's a decent character, and she has a very interesting life, considering she was kidnapped and her dad's kind of crazy and so on and so forth. There are parts of the book where she goes through situations with, like, people not accepting her and stuff, or being mean to her, that I think are kind of unnecessary. I think they're meant to make you feel sorry for her, but they don't really work. They're just kind of like, well, this is page filler. But however, she's an okay character. I don't mind her. We wouldn't fall out. Then we have Michael. And you may have guessed that by my description earlier. Michael didn't really appeal to me. If you want a Twilight-esque book, this book is for you. And I say Twilight-esque book because it has a very Edward-style character in it, as in the main male love interest is creepy, has anger issues in this one, definitely, is basically the type of man that you would never want your daughter to be near ever. Very controlling, very much a douche canoe, which is not surprising because I did find out later that Monica McGurk started her writing career writing fan fiction for Twilight. So this is my call to arms here. It's my public service announcement, I guess you would say. To all the ladies and gentlemen who write because they are inspired by Twilight, thank you for your books and your work. I enjoy reading. But please, for the love of God, stop writing Edward-like characters. Stop putting them in your books. Please, please. Because what's happening is you are romanticizing these assholes, and then teenage girls are falling in love with these assholes thinking that they're romantic. They're not. Edward's not a good person. Michael's not a good person. Fucking Christian was not a good person. Please, please, for the love of God, stop. See, Michael is meant to be Archangel Michael, defender of mankind and warrior of God. But he's really creepy, like insanely so, with serious Anger issues. I don't care. If you have a headache, Michael, you have really serious anger issues. If there is a real Archangel Michael, I think he's going to be insulted. This dude, he has a really strange and inappropriately creepy relationship with a 15-year-old minor. Could have made a Catholic Church joke there, didn't. But, however, well done me for holding back. It's just not, no, it's weird. And like, at one point, they're and he even says like, you're so young, and I was like, oh, at least you know you're a creepy pedophile, I guess. Thanks. But I don't like this character at all. He's like manipulative. He turns from a nice guy to a jerk in 2.5 seconds. He's kind of stalkerish, I might add. And like, he just keeps telling her like, I'm drawn towards you. Okay, but she's 15. She's a 15-year-old girl. You are like, since the beginning of time, what are you doing with your life? It's weird. Also, I didn't like the way that Michael is written. Obviously, he's meant to be Archangel. Archangel. He's meant to be Archangel Michael, but he is written in this very humanist way. And if you have been here before and you've listened to me ramble on, when I did Penryn and the End of Days series review, and Raffi was an angel too, obviously. He was written very human, and I didn't like that. And Michael is the same here. The only kind of angelic bit that you get is he flies at one point. He has wings, and he like tells her who he is in this like very kind of what was his name? Metatron. Was that his name? The Rick Allen character in Dogma, when he comes to the bedroom and he's like, I am the Metatron, you know that part? Yeah, that was the only really kind of angel. You have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just showing my age here, I don't know. Watch Dogma, it's a good movie. It was just, I don't know, I just didn't like how humanist he was. He was a humanist. I didn't like how humanistic he was. Is that the word? I don't know. But yeah, I don't like Michael as a whole. I think he's a creepy character. And then like at one point they mention Raphael, the angel, and I was really looking forward to meeting Raphael, and he only appears for a tiny short time, and I was like, oh, why? I'm not reading the second book just so I can meet you. It's totally not worth it. So obviously that means now that I will not be continuing on with the series, because I just think the relationship between Michael and Hope is too weird. The protagonist element is just too all over the place. You have no idea who the protagonist is. It's weird. I'm confused. I don't know. And the plotline is just kind of like up in the air a bit. I've literally half the time no idea what's going on. And mainly it's because Michael is creepy as hell. Was that really long-winded explanation of all those things? I'm not sure. Anyway, would I recommend this book? No. Would I continue on the series? No. But if you do, if you read it, or you have or you can suggest any other type of book where the angels are not human-like, please let me know, because I would really like to read them. Thank you very much. Okay, so until next time, Grab Mahagut for coming. Thank you for hanging with me and my side pony. And until next time, Salon.